All right, what's up, guys? I got probably the best video I'm gonna upload this year, man. It's an amazing gameplay. A $5,000 game, no clickbait for the Madden Challenge live event qualifiers against the greatest Madden player of all time and Problem Wright. Again, $5,000. Over 3,500 people watched the game live on Twitch. It has the most insane ending ever, so make sure you guys watch it all the way through to the end. And I just also wanted to take this second to quickly apologize. When I recorded this video, I think I made the webcam a little bit too big when I, put my voiceover on it. I just wanted to quickly apologize for that. It's just minorly distracting. You guys are still going to be able to see everything on the video. But again, I just want to apologize. I would have re-recorded it, but I deleted the past broadcast so my opponents couldn't study my film. In the future, I will make the webcam smaller. That way you guys are able to see every single thing on, across the field. But again, you guys won't really miss much because of it. Just wanted to quickly apologize for that. I know it's a small mistake on my part, and we'll get it fixed for the next time. But I hope you guys really do enjoy this video, man. If you guys could drop a like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, and enjoy. What's up, guys? I'm going over a game between me and Problem. We played in the Losers Bracket Championship of the Madden Challenge. The winner went to the live event where they're guaranteed at least $5,000 and a chance at $190,000. This is the biggest game of Madden in my entire life. It was probably the most viewed competitive Madden game I've seen in a while. I think Problem had 2,500 viewers and I had over 1,000 as well. So there were a ton of people watching this game, man. There was a ton of pressure. The money, the viewers. Honestly, literally peak competitive Madden here, and I'm really excited to bring you guys this game here today. Now, I ran the ball here on first down. I knew he was going to blitz. Wanted to see if I could get him with the power for a huge gain. He got a block shed, hit me in the backfield, 2nd and 15. So at this point, a second down, my mindset is kind of I need a few yards back. I see his corner like 10, 15 yards back. I know exactly that I can just go ahead, run it out route. It's pretty obvious it was man to man. We go ahead, get 7 yards there, and put ourselves in a position to go ahead and convert here on 3rd and 8. Now, Draft Champs is a very weird mode because there's no abilities, so it's a lot harder to play offense. It's a very defensive mode. So if I don't get this, it doesn't even matter if it's 4th and inches. I'm punching the football almost every single time. Maybe 4th and inches, I go for it. But here, I know he's sending the whole team. He wants to get a stop early. So what I go ahead and do here is I go ahead, motion over my best receiver, Robbie Anderson, who has all the route running thresholds and 93 speed. And he gets caught here. We hit him over the top of the streak. I could have lobbed it, but I wanted to make sure we didn't get a bad throw. I knew if I bulleted it, it would get over this defender. We go ahead and score here, and scoring 7 is very, very difficult to do in this mode. It may not seem like it in this game, but overall, this is a very defensive mode, especially between a game like me and Problem, who are both defensive players. Like 7 is going to be very hard to come by. So getting 7 on your first drive, on your 3rd play, is absolutely insane, man. I was already out of my chair, screaming at my monitor, saying, let's go, man. Huge start to us, or huge start for us. Yeah, like I said, we just took our best receiver. We took advantage of it here. I sky kicked to the fullback, so this exact thing doesn't happen. But he actually went ahead and put Tevin Coleman, 92 speed, the fastest running back in the mode, at fullback. So unfortunately, we give up a huge return. And man, and after you score 7, the last thing you want to do in the world, especially against a player like Problem, who is a very defensive player, and honestly, yeah, he's a defensive player. That's all it is. Like, he's going to be way better at defense than he is at offense. So for me to give up a huge kick return like that is just absolutely awful. I think I made the right decision in sky kicking, but I didn't realize he had Tevin Coleman there. After this, I'm pretty sure I kicked deep. I would honestly have to see. I'm pretty sure I kicked deep after this. I would rather give it to anybody else but Coleman. Coleman can spin, and like I said, he's the fastest running back in the game. He got insane blocking right there. Never going to go ahead and kick it to Coleman again. Deny the delay game, man. We're doing our audibles, one of the competitive agreements, the gentleman's agreement before the game. Go ahead, accept that delay game. Allow people to set up all their audibles, especially in a mode like Draft Champions. It's important to get those audibles right. Here he comes out in I-form tight. Not a great user. I try to click off and ammo's dumbed out a little bit. So we give up a really bad kick return, and then we give up a 9-yard rush. Now, the thing is, I'm not that upset right now. I really didn't want to give up that kick return. But at the same time, it's like, if we can get a stop here and hold him to 3, we are in an absolutely amazing spot. We're still up 4, so we're still up technically. He still has to score a touchdown if he wants to go ahead and take the lead. Otherwise, he would have to get 2 field goals, and we'd have to really mess up on offense. So in my mind, everything right now is just hold to 3. We stack a ton of people in the box this time. We get all our defensive adjustments set up. We wanted to stop the run, man. We want to force him to pass, especially in this part of the field. It is very difficult to pass when it's this congested because you don't have to worry about that deep threat. So we're just playing super simple coverage, man. Not worrying about any deep bombs, just making him make a read and going ahead and trying to prevent him from scoring 7, man. So we come out in a heavy blitz here. 2nd and 10. Most of the time, this is a passing scenario. Now, there is the threat of him running some sort of outside run here because it is 2nd and long, and he still has 3rd down to convert. But in my opinion, when he comes out in the strong, he wants to pass. Now that he audibles here, this is, in my mind, almost 100% a run. Goes ahead and calls timeout. He obviously wasn't comfortable with the defense that I came out in versus the offense that he came out in. So I'm going to go ahead, come out in that 3-4 bear again. I can clearly tell it's something he's not super comfortable against. He has to at least put a lot of thought and effort into it to go ahead and beat it. So I want to come out in that 3-4 bear again, see what he has for me. I love to blitz the team early and often in games like this. Just kind of test your opponent, see if they're comfortable against the blitz, and if they prove consistently that they can't beat it, then I'll go ahead and hop in more coverage, or I'll switch up my adjustments and stuff like that. Here I'm switching over to my weak side user, help with this run to the right side. Exactly what I thought he was going to do, man. The strong power. One of the things about Draft Champions is you don't get to pick your playbook, right? So you have a ton of experience using different offenses. If you guys watch me on Twitch, you guys know that I use a ton of different offenses, and that is actually super beneficial, not only to me on offense, but defense, because on defense, I know every play out of every different formation, and I know that he wants to use that outside zone to try and get outside versus the man-to-man here. I think Devin Bush trips and falls over. He had the slant to the far side. But like I said, there's no escape artist. There's no abilities in this mode. That would have been an almost impossible throw to make. So we're just going to take away the right side of the field. We get pressure there. We sent a ton of it. We got a sack, and we hold him to 3, man. That's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to hold him to 0, man. If we could have gotten 7, held him to 0, got the ball back, and then possibly got 3 or 7, we would win the game 99% of the time. But unfortunately, we gave up a huge kick return. So it's up to us on this drive to try to take as much time as possible. Now in Draft Champions, there's runoff. So under 2 minutes, there's no Excel clock, but there is like a 10 to 18 second runoff depending on how long the play is, how far your receivers run their routes. So it's a 40-second play clock as opposed to a 30-second in Ultimate Team. And for that reason, you can take the ball control offense is so much more important than it would be in MUT. You want to control the ball, you want to play great defense, hold your opponents to 3, and you want to go get 7 yourself. Here, he's blitzing the whole team on every play. I know problem. Watched my previous game. I struggled greatly against the blitz. So what I did is I went and jumped in a couple games with my friends, practiced a ton against the blitz. I practiced how to pick up every variation of every different possible blitz because I knew what playbook he was in. I literally labbed how to block every single blitz. It didn't matter what he sent at me. I was going to know how to block it. So I got my blocking scheme down, and I'm doing a lot of flips. I'm doing a lot of motions. I'm trying to get him in spots that he doesn't want to be in. So when you're blitzing the team very, very heavily, you're going to have very few zones out there. Right there, we take advantage of the audible down and then quick snap. We can quick snap while our guys are not set. I don't know if that's, it's a little bit of a glitch, I guess. You can quickly audible. As you can see, as his players are that only happens because he is in man-to-man. If he was just playing straight zone, we wouldn't have that number advantage that we just got there. But I know that he's playing a ton of man-to-man, which, like I said, I struggled greatly in the game that I lost before this in the winners bracket. So I knew he was going to play a ton of man. I knew he was going to send a ton of pressure. And then one of the things, not only did I practice how to pick up the blitz, dot it with different routes, we also practiced a lot of these motions here, these quick motions and audible downs. These runs to get number advantages, because when you're playing man-to-man, like I said, the corners are going to match the receiver. So when the receiver runs to the opposite side in his normal alignment, it's just going to leave a giant gap on the right side of the field because that safety is going to be out there. He's usually in the weak side safety, and it's pretty much me, his user, and a blocker. So if my blocker picks him up, we score. If it doesn't pick him up, we still have an opportunity to go ahead and score or at least get a giant gain. Here, I'm motioning out this guy to the right to the lot to see if he's in man coverage. When he follows like that, it's usually man unless he's coming out in man and then audibling to zones. So that's kind of one thing you have to watch for. Just because Palomalu is following Lockett out there doesn't mean it's necessarily man-to-man. It could mean he's just came out in a man-to-man play and then put zones out there. Right there, he is in man. We have our post across the middle. We also have our drag. he went ahead, played that deep post. So what we had was underneath drag, a post, and then a deep post. He went and played the deep post. Our best player, Robbie Anderson, was on it. He was toasting the corner, so Problem had to go and play it. I could have potentially taken that post over the middle of the deeper one, but I saw his user in the middle of the field. I didn't even want to test it. I want to get the ball out as quickly as possible, especially against the blitz. So we go ahead, take our drag, and we get a really nice gain there, actually. Again, a lot of motions, man. A lot of motions. Not only am I chewing clock, controlling the game, but I'm also trying to get him and his user in awful positions. Right there, potentially could have scored. A little bit bad stick, a little bit unlucky that he got a shed there. Our Kamara at fullback actually went and picked up his user safety. So we could have scored right there if we didn't get shedded or if we had a little bit better stick. Now we're in a great spot here. Again, my goal here, ideally, I would love to take it down. I would love to get a first down, take it all the way down as much as possible, start taking his timeouts. He's already wasted a timeout as well. But, I mean, it's either take as humanly, as much time as possible, as much time as humanly possible. There we go. I got twisted up on my words. And then get 3, or go ahead and score 7 as fast as possible. Here, the drag actually gets bagged. I don't think I had anything open. I might have missed something. We're on conservative here. You don't really want to take hits like that. Even though it was a pretty weak corner on an arm tackle, you can definitely still fumble those. I am playing on conservative right now just to avoid any pocket fumbles. Like I said, this mode is so defensive that any sort of turnover, whether it be a pick or a fumble, is just terrible, man. It's really bad for you. So you definitely don't want to risk that. And that's the reason why I play on conservative, especially when I'm going against the blitz where I know I'm going to eventually get sacked. Here, we have the comeback route for, or not a comeback route. We motioned over a streak. We actually I did have that for a touchdown if we got a right pass lead. But I noticed that the guy followed him as I motioned him over, leaving Problem on his user on the right side. It was just him and the user, and I knew he wasn't going to be expecting an out route. It was a smart routed out route, so it kind of looked like a streak right off the bat, and then I just threw it as soon as he cut. I mean, he would have to have an absolutely legendary user to go ahead and pick that off. He just doesn't want to give up a touchdown, especially in a mode like this, and I'm going to keep saying that, where 7 is very hard to come by. It's better to be conservative than it is to be aggressive. If he were to jump that would be, honestly an incredible. It would either be very dumb of him or very, very smart of him, whatever you may decide, man. Here he is. He's starting to take his timeouts because he wants that ball back, which is perfectly fine with me. If he only has 2 minutes and no timeouts, that's great for us. Like I said, with the runoff in this mode, it's very difficult to score, especially 7. We want to score here, though. We unfortunately get block shedded right there. I'm kind of being lazy with the play calls. I'm running the stretch that just isn't working. I really should have gone to maybe goal line or something here. Here I come out in I form again because I know he's going to come out in that run defense that has already blown it up twice in a row. And then I audible to split close. So now he's in run defense. And now he's scrambling, man. He's scrambling. He's like, oh my God, like who do I got to put somebody here. I got to put somebody there. And we get the exact look that we wanted. He goes to the wheel on the right. We have the wheel on the left. Eric Reed, I think it's Eric Reed, is in a deep half. We get our running back wheel route out of the backfield, the exact read that we wanted. We score a touchdown. Now I miss an extra point here. This is so bad for me, man. Now he's only down 10, which is 3 and a touchdown, and he gets ball at half. If I were to just make that, I'm go up 11. So he has to go get a 2-point conversion if he does. Now, the reason I missed that is because Problem was the higher seed in the tournament. He was ranked higher on the leaderboards, and he's the home team. He lives in California. I live in Washington, D.C., literally opposite sides of the country. So if you guys know, you get very bad input delay when you play people who live very far away from you. So I honestly missed the field goal really badly there. It just lagged, and I missed it. And a game like this, of this much importance, man, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it really is such a huge deal. And you guys will see that come into play later in the game as well. Here, I actually really like him running here. Again, we're down to the 2-minute warning, and he has no timeouts. He really has to dot us here to get points. Getting points, letting up points here would be terrible for us. So for that reason, we can either blitz the whole team and play very conservative with our zones, or we can just rush 3 and just play max coverage. Here I decide to blitz the whole team. I want to end this drive early. If we sack him early on 2nd and 6 and get him to like 3rd and 12, the drive's already over for him. We get, I mean, a little bit risky there again, blitzing the whole team, especially against a run that he seems to start. Like he's been going back to this run. You know, it's been blown up twice so far in the 2 times that he's ran it, but he obviously sees something here and something that he likes. So he goes back to it again. He hits us with a nice swerve. That's tough, man. It's really tough. I think we got too aggressive right there. You know, he hasn't really shown that he can dot us up yet. But I wanted to end that drive early. If you know, we've already blown it up twice with that exact same defense, and I know he doesn't want to pass against it. It's pretty obvious that he isn't comfortable against that blitz. So I wanted to run it again, sack him on that 3rd and 3, get the ball back potentially, and then really bury the game. I just got overly aggressive, I think. I think we should play coverage there, make him prove that he can dot us before we go ahead and try to blitz him. Take a huge hit here. We're on conservative, though, so I'm not that worried about it. We're up 3. I mean, it was honestly so bad. I was really in full control of this game. And giving up not only 3 but 7 is just so bad for me. He gets ball at half as well, and a minute 20 with 1 timeout it's so difficult in Draft Champions. It's such a difficult mode to move the ball consistently. The D-line sheds are crazy. You almost get no time in the pocket, and then you obviously don't have escape artists to go ahead and buy yourself extra time by rolling out. Okay, so here I'm going 2 deep crossers and then 2 clear out streaks. I want to get as many yards as possible on my first play and save as much time as possible to go ahead and try and get 3. Now we had A wide open. Like I said, the sheds are absolutely insane in this mode. So we go ahead and take a sack. It's not the end of the world. He doesn't have any timeouts. So we're allowed to go ahead and take risks here. You know, it's not the end of the world for us. We have the crosser here. We wait until the corner gets sucked down. Hit him from the sideline. We're 6 for 6, 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. We're playing a great offensive game so far. Hit him on the sideline. Get out of bounds as well. So now we have all the time in the world to go ahead and get 3 here. You know, he's continuing to blitz me. Even though we're absolutely dotting up, he's continuing to blitz me. Honestly, don't think he really expected me to be able to go ahead and beat this. As you can see right there, it was pretty obvious by the way he manually dragged his guy out on the right that he was going to play zones. What he did was he inside quartered the guy, or inside third, the free safety or the strong safety, and this outside corner, as soon as he dragged him out, I knew he was in zone. He wouldn't drag him away if he was in man. It wouldn't make any sense. If you're playing man, you want to get a press. So I knew right then and there would only be 1 zone on the left side of the field, and we just hit him with a high-low read, low post, high post. We hit our low post, guaranteed yards, get out of bounds as well. Right here, he plays really good defense again. He did the exact same thing he did last play where he quartered that's the other side. Really a bad play call for me. I should just keep running the crossers and the posts. He's obviously not super comfortable against those routes. They're very hard to defend with only three zones on the field and 1 user. So we're going to try to go back to that deep post play, see if we can go ahead and get ourselves a touchdown here. Now, when he's following, again, it indicates to me that it's man-to-man, but what he's doing is he's coming out in a man-to-man play and then putting zones out there. So even though even though he did follow, he was actually in his zone. So the zones got mismatched. I take a note of that, though, you know, for later in the game, because if I do motion over it, that means the entire right side of the field is going to be open, because that corner who should be in his zone defending that side of the field is being completely brought over to the other side, and he's not going to be able to put that free safety in any sort of zone that can guard anything on the right side of the field. And then also, if we motion over and just put our guy on a streak, we can go ahead and bomb him deep potentially. Right here, again, like I said, the input lag, I aimed further right than I usually aim, just because I anticipated me, you know, getting that button delay and clicking it late. But we actually got a perfect kick that time, and we almost missed it off the inside of the post. It's tough, man. It's really tough when you're playing on terrible input delay, especially in the biggest game of your life. Unfortunately for us, though, we do go ahead and convert that. Now, we should be up 17-10. If we didn't miss that extra point, that's brutal for us. If he goes down here and gets 7, he takes the lead as opposed to us being tied, it's just an awful position. Not only from a game perspective, from a mental perspective, you don't want to be down. Like, just thinking about it, like, being tied is just so much better than being down, right? That goes without saying, though. Here, I'm gonna continue. What I do now is I shift my line because I want to blitz him. I know he doesn't want to pass against it, so I continue to blitz him, but this time we shift our line right because we know he's still going to try to run this outside zone. And right there, he gets a nice little cutback and gets a pretty fortunate auto hurdle, in my opinion. He didn't. That wasn't a user hurdle, I don't believe. So honestly, a little bit unlucky there. At this point, though, I think it might be time to hang up the 3-4 bear. He's just absolutely gashing us with the run. I just want him to pass, man. But he's obviously found something that's been working pretty well. I thought by shifting our line, we would get a much better run defense. Like I said, though, he had a nice little cutback and then got pretty fortunate with the hurdle, and we gave up a huge gain. And it's just tough, man. It's tough, especially, again, I'll say it again, but I'm going to keep reiterating, especially in a mode like this, it's tough to give up those huge plays. That's one thing you guys need to be very conscious of, regardless of what mode you're playing, whether it's MUT, whether it's Weekend League, whether it's head-to-head, whether it's draft champs, salary cap, whatever it may be conscious of the mode, be conscious of the way it plays, and tailor your game to the way that mode plays. Like, I'm normally a very explosive offensive player when I play MUT. Like, I'm airing the ball out. I'm going for it on 4th and 15. I'm going for it on 4th and 20. But in this mode, I realized that it's smart to punt regardless of the down distance on 4th down. Just play it. Right here, he highballs it. He potentially had that in the back of the end zone. His first pass of the game. Bad high ball from him. I think if he just normally passes that, he actually scores on us. We kind of got quick snapped right there. And pretty fortunate for us that he made a bad decision. We held him to 3, which is absolutely huge considering we gave up a huge run. So we're playing bend but don't break defense, man. And we are bending pretty far. Like, we are giving up runs we definitely don't want to be giving up and just making it way too easy on him. We need to make it way more difficult on him to go ahead and move the ball. We need to make him pass and prove to us that he can go ahead and move down the field without breaking a huge run. Now, I'm still in conservative here, so we don't fumble. I'm up 3. I want to take as much time as possible again. Taking 3 wouldn't be bad here. We have to get points. We have to get points here, man. We don't really have an answer for that run yet. He's been breaking that for huge yards every single time. Getting points here would be huge, even if it's 3 or 7. If it's 3, he still has to score his touchdown, obviously. And then if we get 7, we put the game almost out of reach if we do take a decent amount of time. Now here he plays the short post this time. We get a great throw to our best receiver, Robbie Anderson, 93 speed. There's no way he was going to get there. As you can see there, his user is in front of my short post, leaving us the deep post. Every time so far leading up to this, he had been guarding that deep post, leaving us the short post. I believe 2 or 3 times that's happened. And this time, he went ahead. He said, I'm not getting beat by the short post, so we hit him over top of the deep post. Got a really nice rack animation. I would have really liked that to be a touchdown, but Reed is really, really fast. He got a really good safety back there. So unfortunately, we don't score. I think maybe if I have a little bit better pocket and step up in the pocket. Andrew Luck throw power is not that great. I believe it's only 88. So if we go ahead and get a better step up in the pocket, we might be able to go ahead and throw a touchdown there. But it's not the end of the world. We can still go ahead, score 7 here, and chew a lot of clock as well. That's not the end of the world, like I said. 2nd and 6 here. I want to run. That's another reason why. Another one of the things I like to do in this mode is I like to run on early downs and just put myself in better situations. Like I said, if it's 4th and inches, I don't care. I'm either kicking or I'm punting. It's just not worth it. Points are really hard to come by. This is probably one of the most offensive games I've played in a while. Points are very hard to come by, and you can't pass up on them. You want to play that ball control offense, like I said. Here we go. We're hitting him with the audible again. We get a nice, a nice little numbers advantage again, man, and we get absolutely sticky on him. We waited until the last possible second when we're letting him set all his adjustments up, dragging his players where they wanted to be, putting every player in every zone that he wanted to be in. And we went ahead, got super sticky with it, scored a touchdown. Absolutely huge for us. We're up 2 possessions. I did not mean to go ahead and go for 2. The thing lagged, and I didn't want to. I didn't even really want to kick anyway because it was lagging, and I had a 2-point play in my back pocket. Not really. I kind of just made that up on the fly. And we just throw into the corner of the end zone. I don't think he was expecting me to go for it. I didn't really expect myself to go for it. Again, I lagged at the play call menu, and it made me just pick single back a slot. And I figured, why not just go for it? I'm having a ton of difficulty kicking field goals anyway with this lag. So let me go ahead, just go for it. Why not? We're up 11 now, which is great for us because he has to score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion, and then kick 3 as well. So it just adds a little bit extra pressure to him. And then even if we didn't get it, like, it's not the end of the world. It's still 9 points, so we're still a 2-score game. We're about halfway through the 3rd quarter here, so at this point I decide that, all right, I'm going to stop blitzing. I'm up 2 possessions, especially this late in the game. I got to make him work for it. Even if I'm giving up 5 to 10 yards of play, that's okay. I have to play conservative here, and just I'm okay with him scoring. It just has to take as long as possible, and then we'll try to make a stop inside the 10-yard line, which is something that we've done all year long, something we've done all this game. Just try to get a stop inside inside the red zone. Bend but don't break defense. He's continuing to run the ball here early down so that he can have much more manageable second and third downs, which is, like I said, something I like to do myself as well. Here we are. We're in the nickel normal. We're not blitzing anybody really. We're just playing heavy coverage here. Just make him make reads, man. He hasn't completed a pass yet. We're more than halfway through the third quarter. He hasn't completed a pass, and we haven't made him have to make a pass. Right here, I know from watching Problem that his favorite route combo is this deep post. So he has a deep post going to the right side of the field, a slant underneath, a delay fade, and then a clear out fade. So that's the route combo he goes to almost every single time. Right there, he had the slant on the backside. But what we did is we went ahead and just forced him to roll out to the right. So as soon as he rolled out right, I knew there wasn't a real threat of him going ahead and completing that slant to the left. Now this is lagging a second. Let me go ahead, get this fixed, and we'll get back into it.
Me throw it for a free touchdown. Get the fuck out of my stream, idiots. Get the fuck out of here. I got 895 other people that are watching, and I don't give a fuck about you.
Okay, so we had a little bit of a technical difficulty there. He ran on 3rd and 5. Actually, I think it was 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. We held him to a 1 to 2 yard gain, put him on a 4th and 5. He has to go for this. This is great for us because if we get a stop, we're guaranteed at least 3 to go up two touchdowns. Here he is. He's going back to that same play that I told you guys about. We have 2 clouds, a deep corner on the right to stop that deep corner, and then we have a cloud on the left side to stop that slant. Now he could have thrown the slant probably a little bit earlier and completed it, maybe a low ball. Even if he low balls it there late, there's still a pretty decent chance he catches it. But he throws it normally to Josh Gordon, who honestly doesn't have great stats. And Denzel Ward makes a nice play on the ball. We go ahead, knock it out, get the ball back. And right here, I don't care. Like, obviously 7 100% seals the game, but in my mind, I just want to chew as much clock as possible. I want to get out of this game, like, right now, man. I do not even want to put myself in a position to go ahead and fold this game. I'm chewing clock. I'm kicking my 3, and then I'm making him drive again. As you can see there, like I said, he hadn't really passed all game, and then when he did have to pass, we went ahead and got a stop. All right, so on 3rd and 9 here, I ran on the previous 2 downs. We go on conservative here to make sure we don't fumble. And then we're going to go ahead. I know he's going to blitz us because he wants the ball back. He can't afford to play coverage and give up a dot. He pretty much has to blitz us at this point. We know he's going to blitz us. We're going to go back to our route combo that we really like. Block the blitz, and then take a sack if we need to. Chew as much clock as possible. And then if we have the touchdown, we take the touchdown. So I'm chewing all the way to 1 second. I'm going to go ahead, snap the ball. And if we don't have anything, like I said, I'll just take the sack and kick 3. So here we blocked the blitz pretty well. Nothing was really open. I mean, maybe we had B in the end zone late, but that's just too risky of a throw. There's always a chance that we get a bad throw or a unexpected route bounce, bad pass lead, and he pick sixes it, and that's the last thing in the world we want. So we go ahead, just slide down. We're going to chew as much clock as possible, like I said, take our 3, and then play defense. Okay, so we kicked our 3. Like I said, we're just playing super conservative here on defense. 2 deep crossers. Clowney sheds. He breaks the sack. The sack would 100% seal the game. Another defender in his face, throws off his back foot, 15 yards back in the pocket. to a route bounce and catches it for a huge gain. The second I saw Clowney hit him, I was like, GG, this game is 100% over. There's no way on 2nd and 25 that he comes back and wins this game from 2 touchdowns. Honestly, super unlucky right there. He broke the sack, and not only that, but he got a huge gain after it. And again, I'm just playing super conservative defense. I'm okay with him running here. He can have 5 to 10 yards a gain. Like I said, with the runoff, the 7 to 10 second runoff every single time, the clock is ticking, man. Where the clock is on our side, and we have to play. We have to play to the strength of the timer on the clock. You know, here nothing really open. Maybe the crosser super late, but it's not worth it. From his perspective, in my opinion, like there's always a chance Willie Brown, who's one of the best corners in this mode, goes ahead and just jumps that and ends any shot he has. So he goes ahead and runs out of bounds, stops the clock. Pretty smart from him, just being conservative there and not forcing anything. I don't like this play call from him. I think I form tight. A bad call. The only thing I can think of is his receivers are very tired, especially after that huge broken play. Bad user here. We get a cleanup tackle from our safety, though. Take it to the 2-minute warning. That's the only reason I can think of why he ran there, is maybe his receivers were tired, maybe his quarterback was tired. I formed tight again, though. Again, maybe he saw something he liked right there. We are just playing pretty conservative defense. If I'm in his spot, though, I'm passing the ball every single play. He passes out of I form tight right here, hits TJ Watt, who's like 60, 70 overall, and just runs through Willie Brown, who's 94 overall and actually has decent tackling stats. Honestly bizarre, like TJ Watt, like a stock gold card, just destroyed Willie Brown and got a huge gain, and then also got out of bounds to stop the clock. At this point, I'm like, oh my god, like this is not good. He's gonna have a minute 54 and 3 timeouts to go ahead and get a stop and tie the game up. He runs again, we blow it up. Tick tick tick, man. We're just worrying about the clock here. Here, I think there's a pretty good chance that he does pass. He proved that he did pass out of I form tight just 2 plays ago. Right here, he hits us with a running back wheel. We get the tackle at like the 2-yard line, and he just falls forward over Devin Bush, our best linebacker, in the end zone. I'm not really sure how that got open. We had a cloud and a vert hook, and I really just don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, I'm okay with him catching it, but him falling forward in the end zone is just really bad in my opinion. There was no other route on that side of the field to go ahead and take the cloud or the vert hook away. I'm just really not. I'm kind of like I just don't even like. And then this happens. I mean, I'm sick to my stomach at this point, man. I really am. I'm sick just watching it back. I know he just had a super long drive. All his guys were super gassed. And when I started running up the middle, I thought about going down, but I was getting such good blocks, and I knew all his guys were going to be super tired. And I'm on conservative as well. I knew that. Like, I was like, damn, I have a chance to bury this game. Like, if I get to the 40 or 50 yard line, like, this game is over. Like, even if I get stopped, I punt him to the inside the 10-yard line, I win the game. So I got a little bit greedy there, and a CPU hit stick just came out of nowhere, completely clocked me, and I fumbled the football, even on conservative, which is super, super frustrating, man. We just can't give up 7 now. We play bend but don't break defense, and we just can't afford to break here. We lose $5,000 if we don't. He's continuing to run. I don't like it. I think he should be passing here. We're gonna get sheds like that eventually. Like, he might be getting 5 yards a pop, but we're gonna get a shed like that and then put him in a scenario exactly like this, where it's 2nd and 12, where he's forced to pass, and not only pass, but pass from a long down and distance, which is a huge advantage, in our favor. Here, I'm making pretty much similar adjustments every single time. I'm manning up Kittle this time. He runs again. Roquan makes a tackle for us there. If he didn't make it, we had our safety there for, maybe another 1-yard gain. So, decent defense. Like, again, I'm not really trying to stop the run. I'm okay with him running every single play. I'm playing pass defense. I'm pass committing every single time. I'm okay with, I actually prefer him to run. Here we are. He's got the delay fade to Kittle right here. He throws it off his back foot, goes for the ag, double, triple coverage. He gets his hands on the ball, but that would have been the most miraculous catch I've ever seen in my life in Madden. Probably would have smashed something. Fortunately, we got enough pressure to make him throw off his back foot and knock that ball out. 4th and 5 here. He quick snaps us, throws a corner route. We ran man-to-man. It would have been open, but he ran another route directly into his corner route, and it hit either my player or his player, just right in the helmet. So fortunate for us there. You know, that's the downside to quick
fucking
snapping.
shit, dude.
And here I go. Here
Oh
I
my
come on the mic.
God.
I'm gonna come on the mic.
Dude.
I'm super ecstatic, man.
Holy shit.
You can hear me talking. Great game though, man. Great game. Excuse my language. I was just super excited to have closed that game out, man. The biggest Madden win in my career, easily. Against a great player, the greatest player of all time, problem, right? Honestly, an insane game. I don't think I really folded it. I think I got a little bit unfortunate with the broken sack and then the fumble to be in a position to actually fold. I thought I played a great game though. The defense honestly wasn't great. I made some bad decisions on defense, but offensive wise, I played the best offensive game I probably ever played. I don't think I made a single mistake on offense. I don't think I missed a single read. I played great on offense, and as a defensive player, to play that well on offense and win my biggest ever Madden game because of offense is just amazing, man. GG the problem, man. I really, this was so much fun. It was up there with the most fun I've ever had in my life playing Madden. It was awesome with 3,500 people watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit from just me just pouring my thoughts out about what I was thinking during the game, after the game. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them below. Please leave a like and subscribe as well. I hope you guys have a great day.